everyone, welcome to the channel, and today I'll be discussing Pink Cadillac on DVD. This is a Clint Eastwood movie and it also co-stars Bernadette Peters. She's a very accomplished actress. She's also a big stage performer. This is an action comedy that came out in 1989 and I have it on DVD. Now this DVD is an Australian release through Warner Brothers and it came out in 2010, so I've had this one for a number of years. Now it says on the tagline of this one, it takes a real man to bring in a lady in a pink Cadillac. And yeah, we have that poster there with Clint wearing those sunglasses, the reflection there of Bernadette Peters in the glasses. It's a very interesting movie poster. We have the pink caddy in the background. So I kind of like the artwork. I mean, it has a nice logo there. So they went full throttle to try and market this movie in a particular style. And I've watched it from time to time. It's not Clint's best movie, but what I enjoy about this one is that he goes to places that he wouldn't normally go to. This movie pushes the envelope when it comes to comedy. It tries to do some novel things. Clint Eastwood gets dressed up in different disguises. He gets to put on voices. He gets to slip into different roles within the role. Now, in this film, he plays a skip tracer or a bounty hunter, if you will, that's always out to get somebody. And it just so happens that he's out to get Bernadette Peters in this movie. There's a nice shot of Clint and Bernadette on the back of the cover there. And they say that this movie is 2 hours of crowd-pleasing entertainment. Now, I'm a big Clint fan, and I wanted to see this film in the cinema, but unfortunately, it received a very lukewarm release in Australia. This is an 89 film. By the time it was released in Australia, it was the end of 1990, and it actually barely played hardly anywhere in the entire country. It just came and went in about a week or two, and it wasn't playing anywhere where I could go and check it out. And that's really astonishing for a Clint Eastwood movie. But as it goes, this film underperformed in the United States and it was just kind of shelved in this country. And I ended up catching up with it on video in 1991. So I rented it when it was a brand new release, and I really enjoyed this film. I feel that it's a little bit over long. I mean, it's almost at the level of 2 hours. It's just a couple of minutes short, and it's a film that does feel a little bit uneven. It's a film that's sold as an action comedy. It's trying to be an action comedy. And in the last 30 minutes or so, it does get kind of serious. And it then takes on the path of your more traditional Clint Eastwood entertainment. And it also features Jim Carrey in a very small role. But seeing Clint play a modern-day bounty hunter is really cool, and it's just a slice of fun. So this is one of those lesser-known Clint Eastwood films. And maybe if Clint had directed the film himself, maybe it may have taken a bit of a different direction and it might have worked better. Who knows? But I guess Clint was there with Buddy for the whole shoot, and I think, it is what it is. And Buddy was a former stunt coordinator that Clint had a lot of faith in, and Clint wanted to see him grow and get into directing. Just prior to this, Buddy had directed the Deadpool, and prior to that, he did the sequel to Every Which Way But Loose called Any Which Way You Can. So this was 3 movies running for Buddy, and he really gives a lot to this film. So it's an action comedy, it's lesser known, but if you're a Clint fan, this is a must-have, I think. So why do I own Pink Cadillac? Why is it in my physical media collection? Well, I'm a Clint Eastwood fan, and I like action comedies. And I'm also a big fan of Midnight Run. Do you remember that film with Robert De Niro and Charles Grodin? That was a buddy action comedy, a mismatched pair, if you will. And this movie, in a way, was inspired by Midnight Run. Clint tackled this project and wanted to do something a little bit different, something that wasn't as slapsticky as Every Which Way But Loose, but something that was more akin to Midnight Run. So this is Clint's Midnight Run, and I'm a fan of Midnight Run, so this fits nicely in my collection next to that movie. Now, I only have it on DVD, but to my knowledge, it hasn't been available on Blu-ray or 4K anywhere at this point. So this is about as good as it gets for Pink Cadillac. But if it came out on Blu-ray, would I upgrade? Yeah, I think I would if they had some special features on there. So this DVD only has a trailer, which is disappointing, and I'd love to hear Clint talk about it. I know he's 95 and it's not as if he's going to talk about it today, but maybe they have some old footage of him discussing this film. So maybe there's no chance of some special features if it got re-released. But then again, Bernadette Peters is still out there, and I'd really love to hear what she thinks about this movie, what it was like working with an icon like Clint Eastwood. So this is an enjoyable movie. It's not one of Clint's best, but Clint goes to places you wouldn't expect, and it's very light-hearted at times, and I enjoy that aspect of it. So that's Pink Cadillac on Physical Media, a lesser-known Clint film that really you should check out. So if you're a Clint Eastwood fan and you've never experienced Pink Cadillac, what are you waiting for? Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you all again very soon.